My name is Dylan Osborne, and today I'm going to be talking to you about forages. Um, Forages, like grass or regular ryegrass, alfalfa, clover, they can be grasses or legumes. They're classified as forages when they're a feedstuff for animals, whether that be pasture or hay. I'm going to be talking about the hay side today and the different methods of making them, the different methods of feeding them, and different types of forages, such as grass or legumes. To get started, on types. The first type I'm going to talk about is legumes. They are they're not the same as grass. They make nitrogen available in the soil. They're a lot more leafy than a grass is. They have more leaf material than they do stem, which also makes them a better source of feed. They hold their protein better. They're higher quality. They're used in haylage more so than grass, which is where you ferment it. I'll touch on that later. They're like I said, higher quality. They're hot. They put weight on animals quicker. And cattle, you call it a hot feed source. It puts a lot of weight on them real quick. You gotta be careful feeding it. The second type is grass, which you think of when you think of hay, and you look out at a field and it's real tall, and they develop a seed head and bloom out. They're lower in quality, but they're cheaper to maintain and cheaper to put out than a legume would be, such as alfalfa or clover. And grasses will include anything from fescue to ryegrass to timothy, orchard grass. There are good quality grasses you can use, but they don't compare to legumes. Um, this comes into play as far as the types of forages you're using, but weed control. Uh, it can be difficult to get a weed control program down. You've really got to hit the plant at the proper growth stage for the proper weed, and attention to detail really comes into play as far as weed control. My second topic, methods of making hay. The biggest differences in this come in with your wet hay and your haylage versus dry hay. Dry hay is pretty simple. You cut it, you rake it, you roll it when it's dry enough to not rot inside the bale. The other kind is baleage. It's wet hay you roll with a high enough moisture content that it will ferment. You cut it, you rake it, and you roll it while it's still wet, and then you'll wrap it in a plastic wrap to cut off all the air, and that lets the hay begin to ferment. And it stops on its own. It ferments to a certain point and stops, and that increases the amount of protein in the feed. It makes it an even hotter feed source, like I talked about earlier. It puts a lot of protein in it, and it'll put a lot of weight on cattle. And the third method is the same as baleage, except you don't bale it. You chop it with like a silage chopper, and it gives you like think a grain. Basically has that texture, but then you'll bag it as well, like wrapping it to put the air off and let it ferment. Lastly, methods of feeding. When you think of feeding hay, whether it be square bales or roll bales, and most of this presentation is on the roll bale side, you think of setting them out in the field, and the cattle come up and eat them. That's one way to do it, but you get a lot of waste. You can use hay rings to set it out, but you still have a lot of waste. The cattle can't get in all of it. They'll still leave some on the ground to bed in. One way to prevent that is unrolling. You can make one bale go a lot further, and there's a lot less on the ground. They'll eat most of it before they bed in it. You get a lot less waste that way, and it's not as hard on the ground. And the last method is using a TMR, a big grinder mixer. You'll take haylage or baleage, and you'll grind it up, and you can mix it with corn or some other feed product to get more use out of it. And you grind it up, and the TMR will spit it out as you drive and feed your cattle. So in conclusion, like I said at the beginning, there's different types of forages, grasses, legumes, and different crops in each category. And they all have different uses. Legumes are often high enough quality you'll feed the horses or use it for cattle to put a lot of weight on them. The different methods of hay making offer you different nutrient values, and you can look at it from a cost standpoint too. The wet hay requires a lot of expensive equipment to put up. It takes a lot of time. You've got to have it just right as far as moisture is concerned to get that to actually ferment the right way. It takes a lot of attention to detail. And then the methods of feeding. For your operation, you need to pick the right kind. There's going to be waste no matter what you do. but you want to maximize your consumption efficiency and your waste. And using hay rings is one of the best ways to do that for your regular method of feeding. The TMR, there's not too much waste because you're typically putting in a feeder, but you've just got to look at what operation you're running and what is going to benefit you the best, whether it be to spend the time to not worry about waste and efficiency, or get down to the wire and make sure they're not wasting hardly anything. But that is all the basics you need to know about forages. Thank you.